How you guys doing? Today, I'm going to introduce you to a podcaster that I listen to all the time named Caroline Glick. I don't know if you know her, but she's an Israeli American. She's pro-Israel. She's got sources all over the Israeli government, the United States government. She's a lecturer, a speaker. She's just an intellectual, amazing, amazing, amazing woman, proud Jewish woman. And so right now, she's very upset because of the one day of Holocaust that went on in Israel and the atrocities that occurred. And but she's just as upset by the way the world is reacting. Once again, demonizing the Jews. Phase one is always attack and kill the Jews. Phase two is always, play the victim and let the global media up to the United Nations demonize the Jews. So she's sick and tired of answering the same questions over and over. Why isn't there peace in Israel? Why don't the Palestinians have their own state? So let's let her give an answer to that right now. And then I'm going to follow up with another video clip of the most powerful 3 minutes I've ever seen her produce.
Okay, you know why? Let me explain to you why, all right? Because the Palestinians are not interested in a state. And they've made this clear over and over and over again. The fact that Barack Obama and all of his ilk have refused to listen to them is their problem. The Palestinians have said they want a state on the ruins of the Jewish state. They do not want a two-state solution. They want Israel destroyed. All of them say it. Every single one. Mahmoud Abbas, Yasser Arafat, all of their lieutenants that everybody upholds as moderates, all of them say it. I'm sick and tired of having to tell you this over and over again because you're not going to listen. Barack Obama and all of your, wonderful, morally blind and obtuse followers and supporters, you don't want to hear it. You don't care. But that is the truth. And anybody who does care, now, anybody who cares about the truth will also care maybe about the distinction between morality and immorality, between good and evil.
So after that powerful history lesson, she talks once again that your moral relativism is moral depravity. And she said, now is the time that Israel needs you more than ever. It's time to actually put aside your blindness and support good over evil. Now listen to this next 3 minutes, which is the most powerful 3 minutes I've ever seen her produce.
78 years after the UN. What this moment calls for the nations of the world is to finally have the moral reckoning that you've evaded for 78 years, that you've refused to have or countenance or even acknowledge for 78 years. Now is the time to throw all of the gobbledygook moral relativism, postmodernism that you've developed and invented in order to evade that moral reckoning, throw it into the garbage can, along with, the vomit that John Stuart Mill is vomiting on you. Throw it all away. Flush it down the toilet because it's all vomit, all right? Throw it all away and leave yourself to reckon with the fact that the Jews are good, that Israel is a force of good in the world, and that the people who are trying to annihilate us are evil monsters. They're not innocent civilians. And if any innocent civilians are able to survive, it has to be first and foremost the Jews. And as to Gaza, let me hear their voices. Not one person has come forward, not in Judea and Samaria under the moderate Palestinian Authority, and not in Gaza, separating themselves away from what Hamas did, saying, this cannot stand, this is depraved, this is not who we are. Anyone who comes forward, I will support. Not one! Not one voice! Now you have to reckon with that. Now you have to reckon with the fact that the Jews are the good guys and that you have to stand with us because you're on the line. We know the truth. Netanyahu said in that statement, we will win, we have to win, there's no choice. And I tell you what, if he buckles, if the army buckles, we will throw them out of power faster than they can say, we must win. Because if they don't, the entire nation of Israel will not forgive them. And they know that too. And they know that too. They know that too. But you, America, you, Britain, you, France, you, United Nations, all of you have to understand that Israel will survive this. We will win because we know we don't have a choice. You don't have a choice either. All those thousands of people in the streets of London and Paris and wherever the hell else they are, and across America and Sydney, Australia, that are braying on behalf of genocide and Hamas, they're not in a position to fight us. They're in a position to fight you. And they are empowered by what Hamas did. They're empowered still more by your moral blindness, obtuseness, and evil. And if you don't step up to the plate, they're coming after you. They're coming after you. We're going to win. We will accept nothing but victory here, whatever the price. You, that's up for you to decide. And the only way that you're going to move forward and actually win and protect yourselves is if you stand with us today. Those are my thoughts. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you again later very soon. Take care.